Hi, I'm Lincoln,
I'm Matthew Tracy.
and this is our capstone project for Management 670, Social Media Analytics. We chose to cover Donald Trump.
That was due through data collection on Twitter, and we used Python to find most of our information with Node.xl to visualize some of the data that we had in the different ways that other users interact with additional users.
So some of the questions that we want to answer, the first being the percentage of tweets that are positive, negative, neutral, depending on the information and where they live, the percentage of which of English, Spanish, etc., what percentage of the popular languages are positive, negative in their feelings and sentiments towards Trump, and where do the most people live at?
Mm-hmm. And so we started out our data collection by finding all the people in the data set itself, and we came up with 2,825 individual tweets throughout the entire set. From there, we decided to visualize some of the data and see from these Twitter analytics what popular users were positive or negative, depending on a data set that we had of positive and negative words. And so you can see that here. And so in terms of visualization, we have it here in a pie graph to visualize the types of tweets that were positive, which was 62, a neutral, which was 31%, and then negative, which was 6%.
From there, we went to just into some additional descriptive analytics, such as the tweets per user, the most active users, how many tweets per user, which is 1, and there appears to be 2,532 unique users in the data set. From there, we just went on to check out some of the languages. The most popular language was by far English with 2,650. Next was Spanish, which was not even close, with 54.
Which was one of the reasons that we wanted to see what kind of people we're talking about here in the tweets that we were using. And like you can clearly see here, the overwhelming majority were English speakers, most of which were here in the U.S.
From there, we went on to collect the visible user information to see who's popular, who is using Twitter the most, and we additionally collected some URL data, some sample data, more pre-processing, and we just continued to do some additional research into hashtag frequencies
and a bunch of other data analytics as well. So here at the bottom, we want to stress a little bit what we did in Node.xl. Most of the clustering in here was done through Node.xl, and I think we want to kind of illustrate a little bit about that here at the end. And so you can see here, these are some of the popular clusters that we had found here in the data set, most of which were pretty sparse and in between. And so out of the, I think it was 64 individual clusters that we found, these were the top 5 that had the most users that interacted with one another.
And you can see that through the red hue, for example, for the SNP5, right where the mouse is, that's like that for all of them.
And it's the same one for the other ones as well. And so finally, here's the actual full data set as well. It was a lot of tweets that we were using, a lot of individual users, and so that's why something like this would actually pop up at the end. And so throughout the entire project itself, we wanted to kind of stress what are some of the key facts that we were trying to find, which was the overall different languages that people were speaking and their overall perception of Donald Trump as well. And so, like we had previously said, we had wished we had done a little bit more in terms of sentiment analysis with a larger data set.
If there was more time, we definitely would have had a more in-depth look into everything, such as more tweets, and try to get an even amount from a language perspective to get a good cultural take on who has what type of feelings about Donald Trump.
And finally, like I said, if we had a little bit more time, we'd be able to analyze the data a little bit better and hopefully work with the different languages a little bit more to see their perspectives on the takes here in the U.S. in terms of the presidential debate. Most of the information here is helpful for businesses that are looking to endorse someone like Donald Trump. And of course, you can do data analytics for other candidates as well, such as Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders as well. So that is basically our overall project. he enjoyed.